are a day before the deer season. Niki's wanting to hunt this year, and you are going to hunt. Now, it's a small blind.
Right.
Him and I are going out the first day, then you and me will go out once we get something on the ground.
You're leaving the big buck for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I figured you would.
You know what? This is a time to talk about the day before. Everybody's so excited about deer season. We have a small farm. We hunt on our own place. And we get some offers to come shoot some big deer, which is nice, and we so appreciate that. But for the most part, most people don't get that opportunity, so I'm going to try to take the same opportunities as other folks have out there. So we have a small piece of land. We're leasing some off the neighbors, and we have roughly 35, 40 acres, and that's enough to get it done here in Kentucky. Now, I think we've all been kind of, I don't know, some of the shows we see, they show huge deer all the time, and they're, you know, people, I'm going to pass that 170 class deer that nobody in the right mind would pass to get this one. I want to shoot big deer, you want to shoot big deer, but ultimately we're going to shoot the biggest deer we see on our place, and we're going to take does because we like to
eat deer meat. Lots
of venison. Now, Niki is my hunting partner and has been for quite a while now, and we're going to shoot. You like that 25-06? It seemed to be. That's kind of, we decided that in for you, but it's the day before, and we want to make sure that we're on. Now, these guns I don't think have been banged or beaten up, but you got to check all your moving parts, make sure nothing's loose. We've already done that. Make sure you got your something to cover your eyes up with and your ears. I'm going to run a round through this. Now, we've set up a couple pumpkins that are past their prime.
Okay.
now that's just kind of fun. You know, they're starting to ride a little bit. That's our first thing to make sure we're on paper or on pumpkin.
On pumpkin?
Yeah. So I'm going to run around through this, then we're going to run around through yours to see where we're at. Hopefully, because bullets are expensive, we won't have to shoot too many times. We know we're on. We get out tomorrow, we feel very confident that our guns are doing what we want them to do if that shot happens, if that animal comes in like we hope they do, and we can make that responsible shot right behind that shoulder. That being said, the first thing we have to do is get our rifles in, because tomorrow is the day. Now, it's fairly warm out today. It's going to be really cold tomorrow morning, so I'm going to shoot in the same outfit that I'm wearing tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm going to bulk up just a hair because I know tomorrow morning I'm going to have this stuff on. All right, I'm going to put my hearing protection in. I've got my eye protection on. Get wind stop. Well, I'm a little high. So that gun has been knocked off. You like that 25-06, don't you?
I do.
You did a good job with that. That gun is dead on. The 270 has got bumped, and that's why you do that. I'm going to work with that a little bit and bring that down just a hair, not too much. The left and right's good on it, but that's why you always check ahead of time. Wouldn't it be frustrating to go out into the field and see the buck of a lifetime, or even a couple doe that you need for the freezer, and you shoot and they stand there and look at you and then run off because you haven't taken, what, 10 minutes out of your day?
I'm kind of excited.
I'm a lot excited. We're going to take a lot of deer and we're going to make smoked sausage out of it.
Okay.
And we're going to make a lot for stew, and we're going to can a lot. So that's one way, a good way to, if your freezer's starting to get full, of course we have all kinds of stuff in the freezer, but not enough venison. But if you have limited storage room, canning is a way to go. And what's the advantage to that? Let me tell you what. It comes out of the can done. So if you're cooking stroganoff or you're cooking a vegetable stew or something like that, the longest time that you spend on that recipe takes for that meat to cook down. Well, guess what? It's already soft and ready to go.
It's already good, right?
It's already delicious. So anyhow, that's one thing I want you to remember. It's the best meat in the world. Take it to your favorite processor or learn how to do it yourself. We did a video years ago with Sim Harp, and he showed us meticulously how to go through that animal and not waste any deer. It's fabulous. Now, it's harvest time. Opening day gun season. Now, I'm an archer, and there's something special though about gun season, because you climb out of the stand, you're limited to short shots. All of a sudden you've got range up to a couple hundred yards. It's almost like Christmas Opening day, bunch of shots, several does, no bucks. Now that's all fine and good. I got plenty of does, and that's a good thing, and I'm gonna get does later. Afternoon, saw one little spike, who I'm gonna call Gary the Grunt Man, because he every breath was a grunt. Sunday morning, different story. Just had that feeling about it. It was really cold. Everything was moving. This year, bucks were chasing doe. They appeared like a ghost and disappeared in a like fashion. I looked out the window, saw a buck. I put my gun up quickly. Nathan was to my right. We were expecting them to come to the right. It came to the left. We didn't have time to get the shot on camera. I had time to shoot the animal. Now, this is a kind of show where, again, we're hunting. This is a real show. He's right here. All right, you want to talk about deer hunting? This is the big 8 that I knew was around. I don't know if you can appreciate from this shot the size of the body of this animal. This animal has got to be well over 200 pounds. I have never shot such a big bodied deer. Now this guy right here, look at his white muzzle, his wide nose. When he came down the hill, I thought it was a cow. It was so big. Now the rack probably doesn't look that big, but I stretched my fingers across it. That's over an 18-inch spread. He's such a big-bodied deer. This is the main man. This is a guy I've seen from a distance and never had a shot at him with a bow, obviously. Huge, huge animal. The amount of meat that I will take from this animal is going to be monstrous. This has been a wonderful, long season as far as rutting is concerned. These animals have been chasing for a couple weeks. This is a deer taken off my property and adjoining properties. This is not what most people consider a trophy. This deer will go on the wall. It's such a beautiful, just a beautiful animal. It's Niki's turn at this point, and she's fired up. It was one of those mornings. It felt good, and we saw a bunch of deer. And we spent several mornings and several evenings going out. And, we'd see a few deer. Thursday morning, we got set up. Usually, when Niki kills a deer, there's not much tracking to do. Thursday morning, same situation. Boom, there he is. He's just going to come in and check where the does are, and I was on his way out, and I hoped Niki would be able to make the shot. Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
What?
Let's talk about the roller coaster of emotions that happens. You shot the deer. You want to see him die instantly.
I do.
And because you don't want the deer to suffer.
Right.
Nobody does. But when they run off,
it makes me
you're
crazy.
Getting very
impatient.
Predictable. No. Oh, I hope it didn't hurt. I'm never hunting again. That's what you said.
Because I figured I missed it. And I
didn't miss it. But we go from that to, I want to get it mounted. I can't wait till next year.
It's a 9.
Oh, you're going to call
you
that?
You put a ring on it.
You know what? Night and Hale made fun of me one time.
They said, if you can get a ring, I bet I can get a ring on there.
Like what? A ring of Band-Aids?
Well, whatever. I'm very happy.
We'll call it a 9.
Okay, good. Yay.
You know what? That's a very nice deer. Now, we have had a wonderful year. Your deer, it may have seemed like that it went 1,000 yards. It didn't go that far. It went from, in a roundabout way, maybe 80 yards.
But you make me wait, and it makes me crazy.
You gotta
It seems
wait.
like hours.
You gotta wait.
Okay.
But this is a very nice deer. We're gonna go back and look at our trail cam from when we were bow hunting up in here. The great thing about this kind of hunting right here is a lot of people would say, well, that's not a very big deer. That's a beautiful animal.
For me.
For anybody, I'd shoot that animal. We have had a wonderful year, but this time of year, these bucks are on the move.
Mm-hmm.
You had what, 15 seconds
Yeah.
maximum?
Barely ready.
He was going to check out a little area where we had a little bit of food out. The deer that I shot, I had 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And that's why it helps, really, really helps to practice shooting.
Well, he looked at me. That made me know. And I was like, where do I shoot?
And that's the thing, that if you are confident and you get a pattern. Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
You want to get him mounted?
I think we should, because we need more mouths.
You know, it's funny. This is a beautiful animal. A beautiful animal. And we will get wonderful venison out of this animal. But this beauty right here, the rack, the face, every deer has its own personality. Some people think it's morbid for taxidermy. To me, it's a reminder of that beautiful animal,
And that day.
and that gift of venison
Right.
that we're going to have in the freezer.